Yo, you in there? It kind of says that you're in there right now. Tap, tap. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Might be a little early. I don't know if you're getting up. I got 4. That's all I got. But you know what? When you're a simple person, it might be all you need. So, we got models in here. I found a little table, and we're gonna set up a little bit to start building something. I don't know what the sound's gonna be like, but this is the state of affairs where I am right now. Look at all those boxes in the background. It looks terrible. Almost looks like the set has been made on purpose. Let's just think to ourselves that we did this on purpose. There's a designer out there who thought to themselves, yeah, this is perfect. Actually, a better view back here. So I had this little table set up before. Huh. Hey, we got 2 people here. How you doing? I'm just seeing how the table looks. This is a little far away, and I think this is a good shot for explaining what we're working on. And maybe sitting down with coffee for a second. You wanna go outside? Okay. If you keep on running your mouth off, I'm gonna have to put you in the credits. So, do we have everything here? No, we don't. No, we don't. So I probably shouldn't be streaming today. I'm about to have a nervous breakdown. But, you know, in some ways on the inside, it feels like it's the only thing I want to do. So, here we are. As long as my fly's not down, we're doing good. Okay. So, because I'm so stressed out, I don't want to build this kit, the Rusty Stumps kit, at this point in time because I wanted to really spend a lot of time with this kit for Walt, and I still intend to do that. So we're going to put this to the side. Now, I'm not saying that this is an easier kit. What I'm saying is, it's easier to see what's in the kit because of the way it's labeled, way it's all packaged and clear. This is that interesting plastic. This isn't. This might be. This kind of plastic can be used for windows, and it's actually really good stuff. This stuff right here. It's not plastic. It's the kind of stuff like I'm gonna bite into it and tear it, and it's not going to rip at all. It's just going to tear. Hey, shithead, like that. You know, lickety split, like it was cut with a razor blade. But this stuff is good for windows, so you always hear people, they're saving their junk. This is the kind of stuff you save. Once again, first time using, well, not first time, this is second time using, maybe the third time using these plastic model sheets. I think they're from Model Builder Supply, MBS, possibly from Toronto here. I don't know, possibly. So this is a kit called the Stack Valve Co. by Right on Track Models. This is the second model I have built from Right on Track. They are really nice models with instructions that are very easy to follow. What I've noticed in these instructions is that you've got really nice diagrams that are easy to read. Everything's very legible and crisp. The diagrams, important to know if you've got all the parts and to visualize your build. And then more specifically, this is something I've never seen in a kit. It's kind of like a blueprints table of contents for each page. It talks about what all the parts are before you start reading or seeing the pictures. So all learning types are in here. The visual, the people who need to read it, you know, the real anal types, you need everything. I'm sorry if anal disappointed you. But you know what I mean. So, I can't really follow the chat if there's anybody chatting. I want to see if somebody's chatting. We got, of course, I've got all the equipment in the world to be able to. We got chat. Did somebody say anything yet? You guys saying anything? There we go. Hey, John. I'm gonna get I know we had a. Okay, we're not into model building yet, but the second we get into model building, I'm gonna reset the camera so it's closer to the model. You know, I have all the equipment in the world to have this really kick-ass chat monitor and all that stuff, but I'm not really in the position to set it all up. It's actually causing jealousy, and that's the issue at the moment. Okay, so let's go to this first page. You know, I usually don't follow instructions. But what I find that if I don't follow the instructions, I'm more apt to follow the picture on the front page. And if I follow the picture on the front page, I don't think of other colors that could be done for this. And I know I always say it, but never do it. It's an affliction. But I want to do the building a different color than what is on the front page too. So I'm thinking of the generic Depot buff, possibly. I gotta think of that for a second. Huh. What colors do I want to paint it? See the You see, over the summer I've been building a lot with steel wool and vinegar, and you know, doing my best to show a couple of different ways to use it, to expand its use case for people. And I've got a few more techniques involved with these stains that I would like to do. And to be specific about that, you know how ink and alcohol darkens our wood black. A lot of old barns, they have that black interior to the board, but the outside is a really stark light gray silver look to it. And I would like to do that technique in the future, and also try a little bit of the same thing with the steel wool and vinegar, just because, just for shits and giggles. Actually, how's the sound from here to the mic? We're getting messages too. Looks good, Ron. Hey, Ron. Tom Carr. Good morning. Hey, Tom. How you doing? Sound is good. Wicked. Somebody sent a message probably on Instagram or MSN, but hopefully that's not a problem yet. Yeah. So actually, this is a pretty straightforward build. I usually do the walls and stuff separately, like paint them and then put them together. But I think I'm gonna do it like the designer is asking me to do it. It's all raw wood, building the structure together and then going at it. I think that's a good way to attack what we're doing at the moment. The only problem I have with that is when you build a model raw, you sometimes embed glue into the wood, and that, after the fact, if you don't get rid of that glue properly, like with a wire brush or something, you're going to see that the paint doesn't really embed itself properly there. The glue is in the wood, so the paint is sitting on top of the glue, and it looks janky. So that's something we have to be aware of, I guess. As I peruse, I noticed that I don't have my glue here. What the hell? Huh. Well, ain't that fancy? More than one way to skin a cat, but I really want to use my normal glue. Huh. That's crazy. Looks like my brand new bottle of glue is watching the submarine races with the paint bottle somewhere. Huh. Either that or a child came in and took it. Okay. That's okay. I can do this with this. Bracing. Now, I know the gentleman from Right on Track just got a new laser. Having started with a homemade version, the last kit looked pretty good. And this one looks pretty good too. Okay. Let's get this bugger in here. Let's move on in. That doesn't look all that bad, does it? Okay. So this over here. I'm gonna save this stuff. Once again, this stuff is really good for windows because it is strong and it doesn't stretch. It doesn't go milky on you. And that future floor wax will work on it. It's inherently shiny. It's a good substance to use for windows. Probably use it for a number of different things. Okay, so on this diagram I can see where to put our braces. Of course I would probably do it myself, but I would end up adding an extra one in the middle here. And he doesn't suggest to put a middle one in there, and that would mean I'd probably run out of sticks. So I'm just going to do it the way he tells me to do it in the diagrams. I think there might be even further diagrams for this, but let's get into it. Oh, actually, This is a thicker liquid crazy glue, and it would work. This is the really thick stuff, and this one will work even better because not only because I want to get rid of this bottle, get rid of it, but because it has a medium in it that lets it crust up, and that's what we want in between the wood and the walls. So let's set these ones out. We don't have to be perfect on the inside. We can break them off. Perfect. I'm gonna have to keep on putting it down each time so that because the difference is that we've got quick set of crazy glue and the thing I like about right on track models is that you can't see it here, but these board ends, all these laser cuts, usually on a piece of wood, it won't ride over the end. And I don't know what he's done to do this. Maybe he's scored the lines all the way past the edge and then scored the inside. That's what I imagine he did. But you can see the scribe in the board ends on this, and that is included on this side so that you can paint board ends on the edge, and that's something that's not often on a lot of models. Like, it's not an amazing feat, but it is interesting to me because I've seen it not there before. Never take the packaging and judge a model that's on the inside. I think I had a coffee somewhere. It's really that time of day for coffee. So, rumor has it, and you heard it here first, that there's a TV show coming for model railroaders. And I'm going to try to be a part of it. I'll have more information as time goes on. But what I would like to say in the short term, that if you would want to be a part of model railroad building team with me, send me an email, perry.ron@gmail.com. It would be the type of thing where you'd have to travel somewhere and film for about 3 days. But it seems to be legit. And the concept is 100% fun. So if you want to, if you or if you know someone who's a really smart, efficient builder who can take direction, who's very smart and artistic, not argumentative, can take the ball and run, maybe tell them too, because I'd like to have a team well before the approval goes through for all of this. So perry.ron@gmail.com. I might not talk about that again until next year, so if you're here, that's a real heads up for you. So yeah, I wanted to use my weld bond glue. Weld bond glue would have embedded itself really nicely into this wood. Would have done it on both pieces of wood. And it would have a totally different bond that we're putting on right now. And although Crazy Glue has some inherent issues, it's going to work fine for this job. It worked totally fine. There's both of our So they don't have any bracings on the back. Huh? Okay. Okay. I gotta put these two pieces in and I gotta leave it for 30 seconds. Now, if you hear that guy who talks about, oh, I wouldn't use AC on my models. AC is used on models all the time by professionals all over the world. Usually for speed. I'm only doing it at this point right now is because I can't find my weld bond. But I also use weld bond because of speed too, because it tacks up much faster than anything I've ever seen in the white glue area. I've got video of Chester Fessmeyer watching me build 5 years ago. Like an 80-foot elevated railway, and he couldn't get over how fast I was working with white glue. So, and these projects are still active, they're still going, they're still strong. So, I don't know if that's a drip or floor creak. In short, if somebody's complaining about a product like Crazy Glue not being able to work or something, unless that person has a ton of experience using it, don't listen to them. Now it really looks like I'm manhandling the end of this board, but because that brace is on there, I can really move it around. And then I also did one at a time. Set them in. Make sure our edges are flush. I'll just hold this here for a second. So what are you building on this weekend? I'm looking for some comments. Did you think I was coming back? I'm actually willing to give an explanation if you guys are interested in it. Uh-oh, we just broke a piece of wood. Good lesson time. Lesson is more wood. I'll put some glue on the top so that it can. Oh, I put it on the bottom because I'm an adult. Okay. Flush. Now after this is dry, I can put a little scab in behind that little break right there on this edge. So it'll be glued on this side and glued on that side, and it'll be lickety split.
I get any of those comments though? I don't know if I did. This whole streaming off a phone thing ain't that easy. Now, I also have this glue, but it's you have to use it on a regular basis to keep the stem good, and I'm not building enough these days. So the next time I clean out this stem was when you see me clean out this stem, it'll be when I feel like, or when I get to building a whole bunch more, or when I run out of glue here. Oh. Tricky.
fits up inside, so you gotta slot it in there. I like it. Except I should have put those boards in first, but they had to be inset, so that's a difficult move. Okay, we're just gonna glue it to one side. And then we'll fix the other side. I know you don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm talking myself through it. You can see it in there. There's a space right there. So I glued it right up against the wall on this side, and we'll take care of the space here. I'm gonna put 2 blocks in. Okay, first block is gonna be on the front. Pro tip, don't glue your fingers together. Oops. Second pro tip, always know what sides the glue's on. Okay. One. Where's our knife? We're gonna have to do something about that. First off, I'm gonna call Rich, or no, I think I got his name wrong. So I'll send an email to Right on Track Models about that little bit there, which is hideable in every sense. Now that we've got the structure together, make sure it's square. Yeah, it's sitting square. And I'm gonna let this dry for a second. Now, more thoughts. So without bracing, we can't paint this piece, this piece, this piece, or this piece, because they'll all curl because there's no bracing on the back of them. And I already talked that I would have done the bracing on the back, if at least just a little bit, on this little thing to protect that. Just like that little piece that broke off right here. These curl up. See how easy it's curling? You put a little bit of water on that, it'll curl right up. Actually, I'll demonstrate it for you. No, it won't. It screws it up. It never goes back to the same size. Lots of people will say it will. It'll get close, but it won't go all the way. We're going to let this dry for a second. How long have we been going for? 45 minutes. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this dry for about 15 minutes. I'm going to replenish the coffee, and we may be back for another live session, but we're going to shut this off right now. It says we have 7 people here. Roll call. Who the hell's here? I won't make you work for it. You got your poppy yet? You guys do November 11th? Thank God for acetone. Hey, Joel. Hey, Tom, John. I got a fast tracks jig here, sitting around somewhere. Number 5. Anyways, I'm gonna shut this down, and we'll be back in about a half an hour. Okay, with coffee or more coffee.